Pablo's up here because lately in the last couple of years he's been exploding doing multi-unit investments, and obviously one of the things that most people ask, and I'll ask you, is, in your perception of this, what's best to do? Start with a single family or invest in multi-unit?
Yeah, I think it's you definitely have to start small. Yeah, multifamily is just a big juggernaut. It's got a lot of working parts, moving parts. So the best thing is, and I think what I did is I bought the first property, and then after I had some equity, use that equity to buy another property. And there's a lot of great loan programs
Right.
that will help you to invest, right?
Yep.
But for me, I started one house at 22 years old, and then 2 years later bought another one, 2 years later bought another one, and just kept buying. And then I got to a point that, okay, single family properties, it's a great investment, but what can be better now? So and I said, now buying duplexes, doing ADUs, looking at all the avenues that you can do for investment wise. And then after that, now I'm jumping into apartment buildings. Just closed the deal in Fayetteville, Arkansas for 128 units. And it was $12.6 million, but it's divided by other investors also. Now, I say this, it's not an easy job. It says you have to do probably LOIs, probably 100 LOIs before you find one good deal. And we do assumables. And I'm going to keep all day, talk all day, but I'm going to let you. A letter of intent. So letter of intent is, it's similar to, actually, Glenn is a commercial broker, so he would know a lot more about this. But a letter of intent is showing that you're going to be buying the property and your terms and conditions, and then before it gets in the contract, you have certain times to perform these things, and then if everything works out good, you send them a purchase contract, and then go from there. But like I said, we don't do a lot of purchase contracts because we have to do our due diligence to find any problems about these properties. These properties can be an old building. It has cast iron piping. It's got the roof is shot. So something's going to be very expensive. We don't jump on those. We like to buy properties that are from 1980s and above because the older ones give us problems.
So obviously, I mean, that's when you're way the hell down
way up
that
there.
road.
But yeah,
But I mean, my perception of multi-unit and what we can do to help like younger buyers these days is, instead of pushing them to a single family right away, if you can find an opportunity for a duplex, triplex, fourplex, it's still residential. You still can get away with 3.5% down on FHA, but then, like you said, then all you do is just keep multiplying and multiplying. So,
right.
In this market especially, we got to get people to push into the market, and one way to do it is that, like teaching them generational wealth and what you're talking about.
Definitely.
Eventually expanding.
Yeah, and then it's easier because it's when you do have a shift in market, you have that income coming in, so you won't be struggling as bad as the other agents. So invest in yourself. You guys are all great agents. You guys can produce. You guys can close deals. Save that money and invest it. And I don't say you have to spend the whole thing. Just get the down payment size. So for me, my metaphor is, as long as I can double my money, it's a good investment. So say, for instance, if I have, if the mortgage, just make it easy. My mortgage is $1,000. That means I have to make $2,000 every month. That's a good investment because something breaks down or something else like that. That's the minimum. I have some people reach out to me and say, "Hey, Pablo, I'm making $300 on this." Probably like, you need to get rid of that. That's you have an air conditioning broke down. Now you're negative and this is bad. But go ahead. I don't want to keep talking.
All right. We heard a lot about ADUs. People that can't afford to buy, for example, multi-unit, they can buy, add an ADU. Is that something that you want to push out there, and is it easy to do an ADU?
And that's the best thing you can do right now. If you have a home and you have space in the back, put an ADU on it. You can get a loan, right, on an ADU?
You can finance through like Homestyle on the conventional side, and if the property, you want to convert the garage into an ADU, FHA will do it with 2 or 3K. So
look at that. So actually, the ones that are the best ones to do in ADUs is a garage conversion. I think I spent about $35,000 on a garage conversion. I mean, I was a subcontractor, so I didn't have to pay the contractor, but I have the connections. And I'm giving those connections. I'm open with you guys. I'll give you my architect. I'll give you my framer. I'll give you my plumber. I'll give you everybody. And you can save that money. So think about that. If you made $35,000 to make the ADU, and I'm renting it for $2,000 a month, $2,000 times 12. What is that? $24,000. So that means you paid your investment more than half that one in 1 year. And then rest of that is all profit. It's all profit. You just giving yourself a $2,000 check every single month. That's just the beginning. You know, I went to California Association of Realtors in Long Beach. I have a few people that went up there. So Jackie and Paulina and somebody else, anyways, in Anaheim. Long Beach, huh? Yeah, Anaheim. So I went to this ADU class by the car attorneys, and now you can actually build 2 units per residence. It's allowed in California. So if any city gives you pushback, call the California Association of Realtors, and they will fight them for you. So you're allowed to put 2 units on every property. So that's a blessing, guys. So the people that move up in life are people that take action. So do action. Do it for yourself. Do it for your kids. Do it for your kids' education, for wealth. You know, take that step. I know it's scary because I was scared the first time, but now I just jump into it. So you guys got to do the same thing. Back to the basics for me. Just if you need some income, open houses. Adriana is one of the reception agents that we have. She does open houses every weekend, and she gets leads. You know, there's I think we have a EXP agent where we communicate, and you know, they put threads. I think the last person, I don't want to say if he's here. No, he said, "What are you guys doing?" I was open house. I did 2 open houses, and I got nothing. I says, and I love the thread that all these other agents jumped in and said, "Stick to it, keep it up." It says you will be successful. And those agents are doing open houses every weekend. They're constantly out. They're constantly looking for new deals. Those are the agents that are going to survive. So ask yourself, who are you going to be? Are you going to be the agent that complains about, oh, the interest rate's bad, the market's bad, I did 2 open houses, nothing's happening? I says, go out there and get it. It's out there. Open houses, we got a lot of open houses, right, Joe? I said, we can do open houses all day, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And what I do is a lot of times I tell the agents, do the open houses that have the most traffic. You know, if you look at, if you have listings and you look at, okay, this one's on a major street, that one's going to have a lot of walkthrough versus the one way out there in Mojave, where you have to go through 2 miles the dirt road to get to the property. Nobody's gonna go to those guys. Come on, be realistic. I mean, would you go to if I drove down this and I see a dirt road and 2 miles, I see a house way up there. I says, nah, I'm not going to that one. I says, I'll skip on that one. But go to the ones, do the open houses that have the most traffic. You know, you guys know Antelope Valley, Avenue S, 47th, Rancho Vista. Those are high traffic areas. So select your homes that you can do the open houses. That's how you be successful. Don't do the ones way out there. Just constantly door knock, cold call, open houses. Do that, you will be successful.
Database, like Joe says.
Okay?
Add all
And
these leads to a database.
Go ahead, Joe.